We're blessed to be a blessing. You reap what you sow, so you better sow some good. We're blessed to be a blessing. What's up, fam? It's your girl Q, back from Blessed to Be a Blessing, where we are blessed to be a blessing. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's recap on Insecure Season 5, the final season, guys, Episode 2, which is called Growth, okay? All right. So, in true Insecure and Issa Rae fashion, it was awkward situations happening and popping off last night. So I'm excited to go ahead and get you guys caught up on that. And by the way, Insecure, it's on HBO. So if you want to tune in, it's Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Check your local listings for whatever time it is in your area. But yeah, HBO Max, you can just download the app. So anyway, so episode 2, I was excited about getting into it because last week in episode 1, I felt like I got kind of left hanging, the way Issa basically broke up with Lawrence, after she came back from the college reunion and he picked her up from the airport and she was just like, yeah, no. but I understand it now. I had a week to think about it. I forgot at the end of season 4 that Lawrence had that girl Condola pregnant. So I can understand Issa like, you know what? I love you. I really do. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and watch you have a baby mama and then, have to deal with all this extra stuff and just too much. So I hats off to Issa for going ahead and just cutting that off, You could always love him. She can always just love him forever, but that doesn't mean she has to be with him and then be uncomfortable with the situation that he's gotten himself into. So anyway, that's all that. So moving on to last night's episode. First of all, let me say this. Shout out to Kofi Siriboe. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, please go ahead and Google him. Kofi, Kofi, Siriboe, Siriboe. He stars in the show on OWN called Queen Sugar. Baby, listen. He's so fine. All kinds of chocolate goodness. But anyway, he was a guest on last night's Insecure. He was playing a fashion designer who actually had been incarcerated, so his designs are pretty much inspired by incarceration. So he's from the hood or from the block, or the community, I should say. So anyway, Issa is trying to present him to where she's trying to partner with this water company called NWB. And now these people they're like white executives, so they're not going to see the vision that Issa has for the block, okay? So we already know the block is for the black folks of the community. And so that's why Issa is pushing this new designer so tough. And by the way, the designer's name is Crenshaw. So she's trying to push Crenshaw's product or his designs to them so that they can have this fashion show, and they're not really feeling it. They're like, well, he's not really known, he's not a big artist or a big designer, we just don't want to put that kind of money into someone who's not really known. And then of course they had to critique the show and wanted to take out a lot of stuff that was important stuff, especially to Crenshaw, the designer. It was stuff that makes his brand ethnic. It makes his brand black. Okay, it makes his brand inspired by incarceration. So hats off to Issa for even giving the brother a shot, because it's hard. It's hard when a man been locked up, or a woman. You've been locked up, incarcerated, you come out and got a record, you're an ex-con and things like that. So, she understands and she's helping him, and I understand it too. So I'm happy that she was giving the brother a shot. But when she had to present to him, the notes that the executive wanted her to take and, what they wanted him to take out of the show, he wasn't feeling it. And I don't blame him. He was like, you know what? That's one of the most important things about the show. This is the stuff that makes it what it is. So he was like, okay, whatever. He just said, yeah. But y'all, 5 minutes before the show, he put it all back in. And I said, kudos to you, Crenshaw, with your fine self. Don't be taking your stuff out and changing up because somebody else does not understand. Okay? We don't expect somebody else to understand if they don't come from where you come from. So I was glad that he stood up for himself and was like, no, I'm not doing that. You know, Issa couldn't really do it. She tried and she tried, but at the same time, she's like the middleman. She's trying to get this deal with him, you know, get it sealed. And then she is working with like a white company. So it's like, she's, you know, she's like stuck in the middle of trying to, I guess, please both sides. Well, it didn't work out the way she wanted it to. However, the executive watched the show and was blown away. He came back to Issa and he was like, you know what? His name was Seth, by the way. He's like, you know what? I'm so glad that you stuck with, you know, keeping those things in the show. And, you know, I don't want to spoil too much of it for y'all because I want y'all to go watch it yourself. But, you know, he's like, I'm glad you stuck with that because it was so amazing. And we just, you know, we had no idea that someone who was unknown could be so wonderful or whatever. So basically they were sold. He and the other execs were sold on Crenshaw and his designs. So the designs were wild too, by the way. If y'all get a chance to watch it, it was really like out there. But you know, it was like true fashion show type of stuff. So I enjoyed it. I thought Crenshaw did a wonderful job. And of course, Issa was feeling like, so first she was like, oh, okay. She was shocked that Seth really enjoyed it. But at the same time, she was happy. But then at the same time, she's feeling some kind of way because Crenshaw, you know, he's side-eyeing her after the show like, you tried to get me to take my stuff out and turn me into something else. You know, he got an attitude. So she's feeling some kind of way about that because now how's she going to regain his trust or whatever. So I'm hoping next week we'll get a little bit more insight into that as far as how Crenshaw and Issa are going to continue to bond. If you ask me, she need to be trying to do more than business with him. I'm just saying. But so anyway, so that was that. Basically, also too, last night's episode was like a fast forward into the future, like 1 year later. So at this point now, they're showing where Issa and Molly, they're back best friends. They're tight. They're thick as thieves again. So which is good. You know, I'm glad she at least got her best friend back. And so Molly is like on this, like more like a self journey where she's trying to just pretty much, I want to say heal, and I'm only saying that because like what she's doing is just trying to like change herself for the better, make changes in her life. So a lot of that comes from pains in the past or things that have happened in the past that cause you to become a certain way. So Molly is going through this self-healing journey. Hats off to Molly. I congratulate her or anybody on like really trying to go through that because it's tough. It's hard. I've been there. Trust me. We can have conversations about that. But anyway, so Molly's doing that and her parents are on her about, oh, you know, you're getting old. You need to get married. And by the way, if there's anybody watching and you have grown adult children who are single, don't do that. Quit pressuring people to get married. Some people don't want to be married, okay? And then most importantly, they can't just marry just anybody just to say you're married. Oh my gosh. I pray right now in the name of Jesus for every woman and every man who thinks that they have to be married and that being married is just going to change your life. It's nothing wrong with desiring to be married. But that is not the end all be all. And if you're not, don't think that you're less than or less of a person or that your life is less fulfilled because you are not married. Because what you want to do is make sure that you marry the right person, okay? No disrespect to anybody who's had multiple marriages, but that ain't how it's supposed to be. God created marriage for one man and one woman, and society can do whatever it want to do or say whatever it want to say. I'm going to come straight shooting from the hip about what the Bible say. One man, one woman, one time, okay? You get married to death do your part, to the end, okay? Period. Now, if it don't work the first time, and you know, you give people a pass. Okay, it didn't work that first time. Maybe you had to get married a second time and it worked, or maybe even a third time. Whatever. You know, this is not to bash anybody. All I'm saying is, people stop pressuring other folks to get married. Like there's some timeline. You have to do it by a certain age, or you have to do this. And, and women quit feeling funny like, oh, I got to hurry up and have a baby because you in your 30s or even in your 40s. Honey, if you still got a cycle, guess what? You can still get pregnant. Period. And just so you know, for those who still have their cycle later in life and you're in your 40s like me and you still got a cycle, guess what, honey? That means you are premenopausal and you can get pregnant easier. Okay? That's another conversation too that we could talk about. Not meaning to go into all of that, but that's just something that gets under my skin. And that's what Molly's parents, or especially her mother, is doing to her. So now Molly's all on dating apps trying to find a man. Now, stuff like that could ruin your life. You married the wrong person, it could ruin your life, okay? So anyway, Molly's mom, then she goes and dig up some dude from the church back when Molly was a kid or younger or whatever. He always liked Molly or whatever. He's like a nerd or whatever, really lame and geeky or whatever. He likes to take trap songs and rewrite them to make them gospel songs, which is funny. But, they got to have that quirkiness in the show. So it was funny. But Molly wasn't feeling dude. She's like, So anyway, now she's on dating sites. And she's going through her little bio and she's reading like, dang, maybe I was just, she was so strict. Like, you can't do this, you can't have that, you can't do this, you got to have a degree, at least 2, no children, and, all these rules and stuff. Ain't nobody perfect, okay? So she had to delete all that stuff, start over, loosen up. And I'm happy for her on that too, because come on now, ain't nobody perfect. Heck, she ain't even perfect. But that reminded me of Chili from TLC. I don't know if y'all ever seen this show. She was on it was a reality show some years back, and she was very specific about the man she dated. Oh, he couldn't eat pork. That's what got me. I'm like, why the man can't have a pork chop? Okay, a little piece of bacon. Okay, a little piece of ham on a holiday. Why? You tripping, okay? But, she had all these strict rules and everything, which maybe that's why she's still single. I don't know. I'm just saying. No shade, no shots fired. I'm just saying. You have to loosen up, y'all. You can't be out here thinking you're going to build a man. It ain't going to work. Because if that was the case, child, I would have built me one a long time ago. I would have had me one of them Crenshaw with his fine self. Not the actual character he was playing, but Kofi himself. Okay? Or a good little nice tall glass of chocolate Morris chestnut or something like that, or good fine little caramel butterscotch what's his name, Shamar Moore. Child, I would have built me one a long time ago if that's what we could do. But my ultimate love was Tupac Shakur. Okay, yes, gotta have me a little bit of thug. I mean, you ain't gotta be all the way thug, but a little streak of thug, that's attractive to me. Anyway, so that's where Molly's at right now, Hats off to her, though, because she's in this whole zen mode and she's trying to just become a new person. So I'm happy for her on that. Maybe she can, get herself together and then meet that one person that's for her. Because I'm a true believer that, especially if you're waiting on God to bring you together with someone, you need to go ahead and work on yourself so that you can be a whole, complete person, single, before you can get with this other person. Okay, ain't no 50% and 50% don't always make 100. Okay, you need to be 100%, he need to be 100%, or she need to be 100%. Then y'all come together. Okay, you need to be a whole individual single person getting with another whole individual single person. Okay, get your life in order. All areas of your life, okay? Get yourself together spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, okay? And then see what you can do about getting with somebody, because ain't nobody got time to be carrying no baggage, okay? And that's for men or women, okay? And for women who out here thinking that, I'm gonna find me a man to take care of me, I ain't gonna work, I'm gonna do this. No, you need to work, okay? That's a lot for one person to carry, even if it is a man. Okay, why you want to work your man down to the ground and he tired? Now he can't enjoy you because he tired, he got to work all the time. So you work too. Same thing for you men. Quit being trifling and be a man. Don't be sit up here trying to live off of these women and let them take care of you Then you be sitting up feeling like you emasculated because you done flip roles with this woman. You playing the female, and I ain't gonna say the word, and she playing the man. Get it together, okay, people? So anyway, I digress. Back to the show. So that's what's going on with Molly and Issa. So Issa's also working with Nathan. That's the little cutie little butterscotch with the little light eyes. Oh, y'all remember him a couple seasons ago? She was kicking it with him or whatever. Well, Nathan has his own barber shop. You know, he's doing well too, and they still friends. Like, they're just friends. And so it's good, but he liked Issa still. Because, like, last week he was like, you know, what's up? And she's like, oh, I'm back together with Lauren. And he was like, okay. He respected it. You know, he fell back. He respected that. But he likes Issa still. So, anyway, keep in mind, last night's episode was a year ahead from last week, okay? So excuse me. So even though Nathan fell back because Issa was telling him she's still with Lawrence, as of last night's episode, which is a year in the future, she ain't with Lawrence because we know that she broke up with him last week. So, you know, so she goes over to the barbershop. She trying to help Nathan get together. I think he's trying to throw a party, like an anniversary party or something for the opening of his shop. And so she's trying to help him out with that and everything. And, you know, you could tell, y'all know when people still have that energy. You just, you know, you got that little look in your eye, you know what I mean? It's like, And so that's how he looking at Issa. She looking at him, too. They trying to keep it cordial or whatever and professional. So by the end of the night, of course, they have a little dinner or whatever. And so, like, people in the restaurant were, like, kissing and everything. And so Issa's like, so, you got you a friend like that? You know, now she's trying to get in this business, trying to figure out, well, you know, you got you somebody. So, anyway, long story short, she asked him to come over. He came by. And then, you know, he was getting ready. You know, they were just sitting on the porch chilling or whatever. And so he was like, well, you know, you all quiet and everything. I could go ahead and leave or whatever. She's like, no, don't leave. He was like, I'm going to go ahead and call my little Uber or whatever. She's like, no, you ain't got to leave. She's like, you know, you could spend the night. Now, y'all know what it is. Okay, he stopped at his tracks like, you know, you can't play with men like that, ladies, okay? If you asking this man to spend the night, okay. So, anyway, so they get in the bed and everything. So he started trying to kiss on her and stuff. They kissing and then guess what, y'all? Issa crazy, but just bust out crying. I'm talking about like crying up a storm. So he's thrown off. Nathan's like, whoa, what's going on? She's like, I thought I was ready. So I guess she thought she was ready to move on, but she's really not. And so he just consoled her. He held her, you know, like a good friend would do. But honey, by the morning time, when Issa woke up, Nathan was gone. And I don't blame him because at this point, you know, she don't know if she ready. She thinks she ready, but she ain't. She want to be back with Lawrence. This man ain't got time to be having his heart played with. He ain't no yo-yo. So I don't blame Nathan for going on about his business. Leave her in the bed. He consoled her. You know, he didn't sleep with her or nothing. He didn't press the issue. He just remained a good friend. So hats off to Nathan for that. We'll see what's going to happen the rest of the season. I'm thinking they're probably going to get together. That's my prediction. That's going to be her man. And that's how, you know, because Lawrence is gone. That's dead. Even though I'm going to miss his tall, lanky, sexy self. But he gone, okay? And he need to be gone. Because if it was me, and we used to go together, and then we decided we're going to get back together, but you done went and got a baby with this chick that you done been dating in between me and you being broken up, I don't think I'm going to want you either. No, and it ain't got nothing to do with the kids. I love the kids, but I'm not supposed to deal with you having a baby mama when you was mine first. I'm not dealing with that. Go on about your business, okay? So, I'm glad that is over. So, anyway, so for the most part, y'all know it's only a 30-minute show. That's pretty much like the highlights of what happened last night. Make sure you go ahead and tune in. HBO Max, you can download the app Sunday nights. Well, at this point, if you download the app, you can go ahead and watch it now. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in to Blessed to Be a Blessing, where we are blessed Thank you for tuning in to Blessed to Be a Blessing, where we are blessed to be a blessing. I'm not editing any of that out. I'm leaving the bloopers in. For those of you who actually watched to the end, go ahead and type bloopers in the comment. Let me know that you saw that, okay? And while you're doing that, don't forget to go ahead and like and share. And then please go ahead and subscribe if you want to. I know I see you watching, so you might as well go to subscribe and hit the little notification bell too. That way you know when as soon as I drop something, you gonna be the first one to get it. All right. So again, y'all, it's your girl Q here at Blessed to Be a Blessing. Don't forget that you reap what you sow, so you better sow some good. Have a blessed night, y'all. I'll see y'all soon. I got a few more videos to drop this week. Looking forward to it. So y'all have a good night.